Ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome back to looking at another Nerf blaster on my channel. My name is Luke Triton and today we are covering the Modulus Ionfire. In this review series we take a look at the blaster and I make an opinionated decision as to whether this is a blaster that is worth buying or not in today's Nerf market. So this is a very interesting blaster. It's very small, but it is in the Modulus line, so it has a lot of tactical potential, which is something I really do like. Included are two attachments, a very small barrel extension, which is actually quite nice. It's something to put on the end to kind of hide this sort of barrel lug extension point, which I think is a nice little touch. And of course, because of the way this blaster is built, it has a darts holder, and I'm actually going to be using darts this time. Oh my goodness. So we're going to focus on the blaster itself first of all. So this is on the Modulus line, as I mentioned earlier. Very tactical. We have a barrel and stock attachment points, two tactical rails, one on the top, one on the bottom, one on the top. There we go, do it the right way around. So you look at this thing, you think, well, what is this? It is a single loading breach action blaster. Now, putting your hand on this handle is a bit awkward because you kind of need, if I do it this way, because this is where I'm going to put my hand. If you're going to put your hands, your fingers all the way up here, you kind of need to move your thumb out of the way. And that exposes the chamber, which is pretty good. Now, of course, when you go to do this, sometimes you naturally keep your thumb in there. And when I go to do that, I'm bashing my thumb up against that point. And even at that point, that's not fully cocked. So I heard that little click just there. Now you know it's ready to go. One other thing that I like to do, and something that I pretty much do every time I use this blaster, is use this little lip up here and just put my finger there and use that. Quicker, easier for me to use. I don't really nudge my finger up against it because it's not slippery anyway. But yeah, that's how you would open this up. So grabbing one of my darts. This is a breech loader, so you put your one dart in. Gonna have to bend it a little bit, but the darts don't really deform in any way like that. Close it and you're ready to go. So try to catch the dart so much for that. Let me just grab that. There we go. But yes, that's how that works. And it is a very interesting blaster because it has all this tactical potential, but it only fires one dart at a time. It is a massive turn-off. In competitive play, this is definitely not a blaster to be using, but as a special sort of gimmicks of emergency shot, you just pull this out. You got a shot ready to go, pull the trigger, potentially get yourself some points. So let's have a look at the attachments, because when a Nerf blaster is released with attachments, you can only hope that the attachments are new ones, and these are in a way, but kind of, well, one of them is not new. So we have this barrel extension, which again I think is a nice little piece to have. Kind of works really well with this blaster because it's a small blaster, nice and small, nice and compact, nice and tidy. This was re-released with the Modulus Strife, if I recall correctly, and this orange piece was recolored to be green as well, I think. I have yet to see the Modulus Strife on shelves here in the UK, but I do know that this is included, which is pretty good. I do like this barrel again, like I mentioned earlier. It's nice to be able to kind of cover this barrel extension point, just to make it look nice and clean, and again, because it's Modulus, it looks really good with pretty much anything. The second attachment is a darts holder, which is very good for something like this. You know, could you imagine if they sold this blaster without the darts attachment holder? Darts holder attachment, that's what I meant to say. Where's the other one? It's over here, hang on. So, this is, oh god, making a mess. That's a spoiler, that's a setup for the combos video. So, there's the one that comes with the Ionfire. This is the one that came with the barrel break. This holds 8 darts, where this holds 4. Now, this is shaped a bit weird because this is kind of meant to be underneath the blaster, but there is a tactical rail up here, so you could just switch it around to sit up here, which is kind of weird because you're not really aiming down sights, but even then, when you aim down sights with this blaster, because this rail is elevated, you're not going to be accurate anyway, and besides, you know, Nerf darts are never accurate. But even then, if that's going to be there, why not just re-release this with the darts holder that came, ooh, get it on, with the barrel break? That's 8 extra shots instead of 4. Why not just do that? I mean, come on. Who would ever use the small one? It's just weird, you know? But, you know, thank goodness this is included. Otherwise, this would be the most dead blaster ever. Just this and then 2 darts included. Who would buy this? But even then, that's the point of this video. Is this a blaster worth buying? Now, I don't ever see myself using this blaster, and this is not a blaster that anyone would ever properly use. So, no, pretty much. Don't bother with this blaster. However, this is always the thing that I've been saying a lot more commonly in my Nerf videos. If you can find it super cheap, think about it, why not? Here in the UK, prices are really weird, especially for eBay, because you go to car boot sales and you don't really see, like, Nerf blasters, always just really tatty rubbish that nobody's going to really want. And whenever you see a Nerf blaster, people charge like £5–10 for something that doesn't work. For example, now I haven't seen this one in particular at any car boot sale, but on eBay, people are charging £10 and upwards for this, just on its own. Like the two attachments, like forget about that. Just for the core blaster, people are charging £10. Nobody's ever going to buy that. Don't sell it at that price because it's never going to happen. I was very lucky to find this listed at £3, with both the attachments, blaster, and the 4 dice, the full package, brand new, £3. So I thought, you know what, it's only £3, I may as well do it. If it was, again, someone saw this and they were charging £10, just keep scrolling. Don't waste your time with this. So, yeah, ultimately, just don't bother with this blaster. But because it is so bad, if you find it for literally pittance, I suppose why not? But again, that's ultimately your choice. So, I tell you what, actually, before we end this video, let me show you firing this thing a few more times. Let's do it properly, shall we? So I need to stand back, of course. Gonna go here. So that's me grabbing onto this little lip here, pushing that back. Dart goes in. Make sure you can see it as well. There we go. Now I'm gonna do it this way. So there you go. Making sure my thumb's out of the way. Grabbing 2 darts there. I only need 1. There is one thing I like about this blaster in particular. So if I take this off 1 sec, because I can't really do it with that attachment. It's a very interestingly shaped handle, and not the best ergonomic blaster, but it's definitely something you could spin around with your finger like this. Not the easiest thing to catch when you spin it this way, but even then it's nice to be able to just have a Nerf blaster to toy around with. So yeah, that is the Modulus Ionfire. Don't know why they made that, and I've seen a few mods out there on the internet where people have cut out the bottom bit to make it magazine fed, which is actually quite interesting. And thinking about it, if this was magazine fed, to see something really small like this, that would be a lot more interesting. Because obviously given the shape of it and how it operates, again, this would be something I would like to see as like a re-release product, you know, magazine fed. Nerf, get on it, why not? So, there we go, that is my video on the Nerf Modulus Ionfire. That's 8 minutes long. God, that's a much longer video than I was anticipating, but it's done. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all ever so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.